year ago, when we relaunched as Restoration Church, we had no idea what was in store. But we did know that God was calling us to not be just another church, but to become a more restorative community and to do whatever we could to help empower all people to love and follow Jesus here in San Diego.
Yeah, this idea of becoming Restoration Church, it wasn't just a trendy name or like a marketing ploy, but it actually was something that was resonating deep within the stories and the hearts of the people in this community. And the longings that they had, that God had placed in their hearts really for years. That this idea of restoration that they could have in their marriages, restoration of their dreams, restoration in their neighborhood, and even restoration of their faith.
And so after many months of planning and prayer, of working on the building and building community, after reaching out to our neighborhood and inviting our neighbors, we held our grand opening as Restoration Church on Sunday, January 26th, 2020. And we opened our doors to 187 adults, 74 kids, 46 servant leaders, and 31 first-time guests. It was an incredible day. And the momentum was only building as we opened up life groups, hosted the Flourish Academy, launched our movement course, kicked off Alpha, had a closer date night, and even a Super Bowl party, right? In addition, we had Restoration Kids meetups and a 90-day giving challenge, and we were preparing to have our very first baptisms of Restoration Church on March 15th, when
The world shut down.
Yeah.
The governor is calling for seniors over the age of 65 and anyone with a chronic health condition to stay home. Gatherings of 50 people or more should be canceled.
Restaurants should cut their capacity by 50%.
Several faith groups canceled in-person services and moved them online due to coronavirus.
Yeah, March 13th hit, and when we decided that we were gonna pivot everything and put our entire church online, it was just for a couple weeks at the time, right? We watched that video that we shot to let the church know that we would not be gathering in the building, and now it's humorous how naive it feels, right? And as time went on and it became clear that this was not going to be over anytime soon, I think for me it hit when we canceled Find Fest and we had to reimagine Easter 3 weeks before the actual day. And that fear and fatigue really began to set in. And really in the decades of our leadership, we've never had to experience anything like this, where we have to pivot everything about who we are and reinvent how we gather and how we serve our community and how we even connect with one another.
And yet we knew that this vision, this mission, was given to us by God. And we knew that Restoration Church was His church, and He was going to be faithful to build it. We just didn't know how, right? So we kept pressing forward, and we committed to doubling down on our core values and using this time to become more of who we knew God was calling us to be as a church. We began collecting supplies for our partners at Door of Hope. We had people in our church sewing masks. We filmed hours of video content to help you worship at home and learn at home and parent at home and everything at home. Let's be real. And we decided that while we were still unsure of what the economic impact would be for our church and for our local community, we knew that we needed the church to be at its best. And you were so generous. In fact, we gave away our entire Easter offering to impact tenfold in the relief of $1.3 million in medical debt here in San Diego. We supported those struggling with food and housing insecurity here in San Diego through Salvation Army's Door of Hope and through the North County Food Bank. We invested in hope and safety across our borders and around the world through the Preemptive Love Coalition. And we partnered with other local churches right here in our community that were displaced from their gathering location, whether that be public schools or whether they needed a place to film or live stream or to safely gather outdoors in our parking lot.
Yeah, and we knew that we couldn't let fear or complacency take the wheel and dictate how we would move forward. That we were not going to just wait this out until we got back to normal someday, right? We actually restructured everything. We doubled down on our online presence, and now we are reaching people well beyond San Diego, in Oregon and Irvine, in Denver and Seattle, out in Minnesota, San Francisco and Chicago, who are a part of Restoration Church. And they're not just watching, they're engaged, they're connecting community, they're giving to forward this mission.
right? And we engaged in meaningful conversations about the soul and how that's connected to our mental health and racial justice and leadership.
Yeah, we hosted summer drive-thrus for students and kids and adults to celebrate and to just see each other with classic cars and dunk tanks and food trucks.
Yeah, I mean, you have prayed and worshiped and believed that this only God story was not over. And because while it looked different than what we thought this first year would be, our mission continued, right? And we have not stopped connecting with each other, celebrating with each other, mourning with each other, and simply being the church together.
Yeah, so many of you have served and you have flexed. You have given and invited friends. You've sacrificed to build this church together with us, and we are so grateful. And we love that so many of you have stories about how you've been empowered by the Spirit of God to love and follow Jesus even more through this crazy year. And you've seen those that you love, your kids, your neighbors, coworkers, and those around you be changed by the love of Jesus through our church.
Yeah, and we are so grateful. We are not the same people that we were a year ago, and God is not done, friends. In fact, we have actually only just begun.
Yeah, so thank you for journeying with us. Thank you for being Restoration Church. We are so grateful for you. Oh, and happy anniversary, Restoration Church!